All right, lesson 65 is multiples of unit fractions. And this is actually something that we did in class in one of our first lessons on fractions, I believe back in December. So probably it's good to review it now. And actually it's something that the next couple lessons are going to build on. So this is the basic, the easy part. And then the next couple lessons get a little bit harder. So pay attention to the easy part so you'll know how to grow the lesson in the next few parts, the next couple lessons. But you could probably do more than one math lesson today because it's such a short lesson. All right, so this is multiples of unit fractions. So we remember that a unit fraction is a fraction that has a 1 on the top. It talks about one part of a fraction or of a whole that is split into equal parts. So this is a whole that's split into 10 equal parts, and we're talking about 7 of those tenths. And so 7 tenths is the same as, remember that equal sign means is the same as 1/10 plus 1/10, 1/10 plus 1/10 plus 1/10 plus 1/10 plus 1/10. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 of them. So 7 tenths is the same as 1/10 added together 7 times. Another way, when we have repeated addition, remember that another way to have a repeated addition is to use multiplication, right? So instead of saying 1/10 plus 1/10 plus 1/10 plus 1/10 plus 1, blah, 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 7 times, we can say 7 times 1/10, right? So 7 tenths is the same as 7 times 1/10. So this is the beginning of multiplying fractions. The product of a number and a counting number is just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, a whole number. The product of a number and a counting number is a multiple of the number. So you can find multiples of unit fractions. Let's just look ahead because that doesn't really make sense. List the next 4 multiples of 1/8. All right, so 1 times 1/8 is 1/8, right? 2 times 1/8 would be 1/8 plus 1/8, which is the same as 2/8. 3 times 1/8, 1/8 plus 1/8 plus 1/8, 3/8. All right, we got that. I don't even need to read the rest of the chart, right? So the next 4 multiples. So if you took out this part and this part, and we're just talking about this part. Let me get my pen, come on. So when we're talking about multiples of fractions, we are really just talking about this part of this chart, but the rest of the chart is just showing you how they got that part, okay? So the next 4 multiples of 1/8, if you have 1/8, the next multiple would be 2/8 and 3/8 and 4/8 and 5/8. And since we just have a unit fraction, we're only talking about unit fractions here, the 1 on the top, you just count by 1 on the top. All right, so this one says, write the fraction as a product. Remember, the product is the answer of a multiplication problem. So the product of a whole number and a unit fraction. So since we know that product means multiply, we're saying that 2/5 is the same as multiplying 2 times the unit fraction of 1/5. Okay? Like 1/5 plus 1/5. Instead of doing that, we can say 2 times 1/5. All right, 5/12 is the same as multiplying 5 times the unit fraction 1/12. All right, we getting it? Okay, I'm gonna do the whole line with you. So 7/2, that's weird because that's a improper fraction because we have a big number on the top, but that's okay. Doesn't matter in this lesson. So we are multiplying 7 times the unit fraction of 1/2. Oops, I forgot my times. I'm gonna put it in like this. Okay, 7 times 1/2. All right. You guys are using pencils and not computers and touchpads, so I really would like to make sure that you write your answers on the line. I will try my best, but this is hard to do nice, neat writing with this touchpad. All right, so number 4 and 5, we are listing the multiples. Easy peasy because we have a 1, it's a unit fraction. So 1/4, if we were to add another fourth, it would be 2/4, right? Add another fourth would be 3/4. All right, I'm not even gonna finish that one for you. 4/4, 5/4, right? 1/6, 2/6, 3/6, 4/6, 5/6. You got it. All right, I am going to clear this and go on to the second page and see if we need any directions on that. Okay, let me get my mouse. All right, multiples of unit fractions. Again, we are doing the same thing. 5/6 is the same as multiplying 5 times 1/6. You guys can do all the rest of those. I'll do this last one for you. 13 hundredths is the same as multiplying, hold on, 13 times 1/100th. We haven't really done hundredths yet, so sorry, 100 is hard. All right, the next 4 multiples of the unit fraction, you got that. 1/5, 2/5, 3/5, 4/5, 5/5, you got that. All right, let's look at the word problems. So far, Monica has read 5/6 of a book. She has read the same number of pages each day for 5 days. What fraction of the book does Monica read each day? Really, you are taking, so what you're really doing, I'm going to do it over here on the side, is taking 5/6. You are dividing that by 5. So if we were to divide 5/6 into 5 equal groups, each group would only have 1/6 in it, right? 1/6. So she is reading 1/6 of the book each day. So what fraction of the book? I hope that makes sense. So 5/6 divided into 5 equal groups, because we have a 5 here and we're dividing it into 5 equal groups, that makes it easy to divide this fraction. If it said 7 right here, that's like a whole other way of dividing fractions. So we're just gonna, we have 5 of those 6 and we're dividing them into 5 equal groups. So there's gonna be 1/6 in each group. What fraction of the book does she read each day? She reads 1/6 of the book. Try to keep it off the line. Okay. And my guess is that you will be able to figure this one. How much cheese? 3/8 of a pound of cheese. He puts the same amount of cheese on 3 sandwiches. How much cheese does Nicholas put on each sandwich? You can figure that one out. So I'm going to be looking for these ones that I didn't do with you when you turn in your work. All right. That one I think you guys can get. But if you have problems, go ahead and message me or see me on my office hour from 2 to 3 every single day on Zoom. The code is in the week at a glance. Okay, love you guys.